How's it going, everyone? DC Fan 99 back. With preseason starting in less than a month for us, and with the regular season still about 2 months out from now, I wanted to come on here and give sort of a 3-year evaluation about our head coach. This video is dedicated to Mike McCarthy and the undeserved fandom surrounding him in the Cowboys fan base. Let's talk about it. He's gotten very little attention this offseason. I've seen very little discussion around Mike McCarthy this offseason purely because, he brought us back-to-back 12-season wins. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Mike McCarthy, we hired him in the 2020 offseason. At first, I really didn't like the move. I wanted us to get a younger guy, even if it was a guy coming straight out of college. Everybody wants a Sean McVay, right? So that's what I was kind of hoping for. And I didn't like the move, but like a month later I came around to it and I made a video talking about how Mike McCarthy could make us a lot better as a team, right? It's hard to get much worse when you're coming from Jason Garrett. When he was our head coach for the last 10 years at that point. And so the 2020 season was a disaster. We lost our starting quarterback. We had the worst defense in the NFL, yada, yada, yada. 2021. Let's talk about his postseason debut as a Dallas Cowboy. Kellen Moore was the play caller. He was the play caller, but in pivotal moments of the game, especially in the postseason, when the entire season is hanging in the balance, when the whole season is on the line, you have to communicate with your offensive coordinator, right? You have to communicate with your offensive coordinator in a pivotal situation in the postseason, right? You're the captain steering the ship. But with 15 seconds left of the game, no timeouts, we're around near midfield, you call a quarterback draw. And who would have thought that the most undisciplined team in the NFL that season would not be able to hand the ball to the referee, run up to the line of scrimmage, get set, and spike the ball in 8 seconds? Who would have thought, right? Mike McCarthy greenlit that call. He confirmed it minutes later in the post-game conference. He said, I gave Kellen Moore the go-ahead to call that play. It was the right play call. He doubles down on it, triples down on it. It was the right play call, and I would have called it again. This guy with the Dallas Cowboys logo on his hat, on his shirt, with the star, says to the media that he would have ended our season twice. It's bad enough that you came out and said that the team was nervous and unprepared. It's bad enough that you said that the team was scared going into the game. But you said you wanted to end our season twice. Well, you would get your wish, Mike McCarthy, just a year later, but we're going to get to that in a second. How is it that our offense collapsed mid-season? You had months to correct the mistakes. You had months to get them prepared for the postseason, and they still look like shit. Again, fans in 2021 were making up conspiracy theories during December about why our offense was looking like shit. Oh, they're just hiding the playbook. They're just hiding the playbook and getting ready for the postseason. It's called strategy, idiot. We're already in the postseason. That's stupid. And lo and behold, turns out it wasn't true, and we were genuinely just terrible the entire time through the remainder of the 2021 season. But I guess that doesn't reflect on Mike McCarthy as a coach, because, oh, well, he got a 12-win season anyway, so who cares? Well, let's talk about 2022. Let's talk about what happened in Lambeau, actually. I'm interested in the Lambeau game. Mike McCarthy, that was a huge game for you. Not only just to stick it to Aaron Rodgers, not only just to stick it to the Green Bay Packers and probably their management, right? But also as a statement to the fan base, to Cowboys fans, that this is a different team since Jason Garrett, right? The Packers, they were what, a 3-win team at the time? Cowboys fans going into that week, oh, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to see this team. Well, we were kind of right. We had like a 3-possession lead near the end of the third quarter, right? And we choked. We let them crawl back into the game. Dak Prescott is throwing interceptions. We let them into the game. The game's going into overtime. You even had the ball to start off overtime. And you still choked, and we still lost the game. How do you let the worst wide receiver on your team in Jalen Tolbert, how do you let the worst wide receiver, the most underwhelming, most inexperienced wide receiver on your team go out there and he got us an illegal motion penalty because he doesn't know how to fucking get set? How do you allow that to happen? He was the only wide receiver on the field for that too. But anyways, you went for it on fourth down at like near midfield. You failed. And then Aaron Rodgers completes the comeback and we lose. Even with the defense that we've got, that is absolutely inexcusable. But let's not stop there. Let's talk about what happened in the divisional round. We're feeling great. The mentality, the morale around the team, around the city of Dallas is great because we just beat Brady, right? Pretty big deal. And then not only let's talk about it. There were 2 stupid play calls. There were 2 more of the dumbest fucking play calls in Dallas Cowboys franchise history that you added to after the year before. Mike McCarthy, you're just the gift that fucking keeps on giving, aren't you? Let's talk about it. It's almost halftime. We have the ball. Tony Pollard just got injured. It's 2nd down and 2. He got carted off the field. So you cannot tell me that Mike McCarthy did not use that time as an opportunity to communicate with his offensive coordinator on what to do. They're in the red zone. 2nd down and 2 with like a minute 15 on the clock. Why would you ever pass in that situation? Why would you ever, if you do pass, let it be a play action, let it be something short, because you still got to burn some clock, right? To not give them an opportunity. No, you go 5 wide. Kellen Moore calls a 5 wide formation, and Dak Prescott throws a dumbass interception. And the 49ers take that. They get a field goal right before halftime, making it 6-9. Absolutely inexcusable. That is panicking. That is panicking after you lost your star player in Tony Pollard. Panicked. That's what you did. And you didn't even bother to go, oh, well, let's see what we have in Malik Davis, or let's see what we have in Kevontae Turpin. You just doubled down with Ezekiel Elliott. And we basically abandoned the run game because of it in the second half. So, and of course, the last game of the season to end 2022, Ezekiel Elliott lining up at center. Enough said. The play went about exactly how you think it would go. And what does Mike McCarthy do in the post-game conference? He doubles down, triples down again, makes excuses, and goes, obviously that's not how the play was supposed to go. The play was not supposed to be called to begin with. You were not supposed to green light that play to give Kellen Moore the nod to call that play to begin with. You genuinely would have gotten less criticism if you were to just take a knee and end the season. Honestly, you took precious time out of practice to work on whatever the fuck that was to end our season. And to the people that love Mike McCarthy, I saw a Cowboys fan the other day say that Mike McCarthy has built the best culture in Dallas since Jimmy Johnson. How? Explain yourself. Tell me how. How has he built the best culture in Dallas since Jimmy Johnson? Jimmy Johnson brought 3 rings, not 2, 3 rings to the city of Dallas. He brought 3, okay? But Mike McCarthy has built the best culture since then because he's won 12 regular season games in back-to-back years. To those Cowboy fans who are just so in love with Mike McCarthy and think he's the best thing since sliced bread, let me ask you this. How is it that Mike McCarthy has everything to do with our regular season success? He deserves all the credit in the world for our regular season success, but he doesn't deserve even an ounce of accountability. He doesn't deserve even an ounce of responsibility for our postseason failures. You lost to our conference rival in back-to-back seasons. You got embarrassed by our conference rival in back-to-back seasons. The team looked scared and unprepared in both times. How does that not reflect on the coaching? How is that not Mike McCarthy's fault? How is it not partly his fault? I don't understand. Yeah, Kellen Moore is stupid, but who enabled him? Who egged him on to make those play calls? Yeah, end our season. That was you, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, you're the captain steering the ship. The team goes as you go. And you ended our season in embarrassing fashion twice. I don't think the players really even believe in Mike McCarthy anymore. I think they already see why Aaron Rodgers hates this guy. Sure, Aaron Rodgers is a fucking nut, but still. How is it that Mike McCarthy is not responsible for the postseason failures, but deserves all the credit in the world for our regular season success? That doesn't make any sense. And answer me this too. He built the best culture in Dallas since Jimmy Johnson. Just answer me this, okay? What can you say about Mike McCarthy during his time in Dallas? What can you say about Mike McCarthy that you can't say about Jason Garrett? Honestly. Oh, well, he beat Tom Brady. Okay. Jason Garrett beat Aaron Rodgers back in 2016. Did you beat Aaron Rodgers last year? No, you didn't. So, what the fuck? And the Cowboy fans that are still bragging, that are still proud of that of that postseason win and sending Brady into retirement. Ooh. You realize the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the only team with a losing record to make the postseason, right? You realize that, right? You do understand that. So my question is, why do so many people believe in this guy? We're going through the longest drought in franchise history, and Mike McCarthy, really? Mike McCarthy is going to be the dude to lead this team to the promised land, to break the losing streak? I don't think so. I highly doubt it. This is not the fucking guy that you want leading your team out of the tunnel in the postseason, and we've seen that in both seasons. We've seen that in both of the last 2 seasons. So I just want y'all to explain this to me. I do not understand the fandom around Mike McCarthy. Please explain to me what y'all see in him. Oh, he's a femboy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He has longer hair and he paints his nails and he wore a maid outfit a few times. So, well, this femboy is better at fucking talking football than y'all are, because this femboy is not afraid to hold his team accountable. I'll say it again. How is it that Mike McCarthy has everything to do with the regular season success, but nothing to do with the postseason failures? How does that not reflect on him as a coach at all? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So, when we lose in the divisional round this year, and you spent the entire season saying, oh, well, a win is a win anyway. Well, a win is a win. Don't be surprised. Complacency will come back and bite you in the fucking ass. Okay? Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, this is y'all's last chance. This is your last chance, okay? I'm only giving you guys one pass. You can only have one game to play down to your competition, because it does happen. It's the NFL. I get it, okay? Sometimes the other team just wants the win more than you do. I get it, okay? It happens to every team in the NFL. I get it. But every time you have to play down to your competition, you have to do it every time against the Lions, against the Bears, against the Titans, the Texans, and the Colts. It has to happen every time. That is fucking inexcusable, and it comes back to bite you in the ass in January. We saw it in both of the last 2 seasons. The only positive thing that I can say about Mike McCarthy compared to Jason Garrett is you look like a football coach, I guess. You look like a football coach. Sure. Jason Garrett looked like he crawled onto the field with a fucking Halloween costume, pretending to be a Cowboys coach, when he had no business being on the field. Mike McCarthy, you look the part, that's great, but looking the part and being the part are 2 different things. You have to be the part this season, or your lazy eye, inbred, fat ass is out! I'm sick of the losing culture. I'm sick of the losing mentality. I'm especially sick of the brand mentality with the fan base. All y'all care about is regular season wins, but you don't care about what happens in January? Inexcusable. Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, get it right. You only have one game where you can look like shit. It could be against the Panthers or the Rams. It could even be against the Cardinals. But you only get one. One game, okay? You have to make shit right. Especially with this roster, you have to get it right this year. Get them ready for the fucking postseason and finally get past the divisional round. I'm sick of this shit. And I'm sick of the complacency from the fan base. Get it right. I'll see y'all next month.